Welcome home, family and fellow citizens of the African Order. I'm here with another video, and the topic of this discussion is the Kyle Rittenhouse saga. Well, today, Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty on all charges. The saga is the sad story that's been being told in this country ever since we were dragged here. White people are just never going to face the same or equal justice that blacks are going to get. There's no way on earth a black child that's live in another state can carry a assault rifle into another state, shoot, kill two people, wound another, protecting somebody else's property, and be found not guilty on all charges. That's impossible. But here we have Kyle Rittenhouse traveling up to Wisconsin to attend a Black Lives Matter or to protect property from a Black Lives Matter protest. No local authorities, no local business owners, residents found any reason to use lethal force to protect their property or community. Not one of them. But for some reason, Kyle Rittenhouse, who lives in another state, don't even live there, travels up there to protect somebody else's property, and in one night, he manages to find himself in 3 separate situations where he'd have to use deadly force. And he did. He killed 2 and wounded another. If he had to do it all over again, he would have shot and killed all 3 of them. Claiming that he came to protect the property and business owners. Well, we see the AR-15 you brought to protect. What did you bring to serve? What skills did you have? Because you sure didn't demonstrate them after you shot these people. You didn't administer no aid, no comfort, no nothing. You shot them and kept on moving to your next victim. Even the lawyer pointed out the fact that when he was crying on the stand, he wasn't crying for the people that he killed. He was crying for himself. You know, the blatant bias and bigotry that went on in this case is jaw-dropping. Here you have the judge making bigotry remarks to Asians, just taking a first-hand approach on the defense, not allowing the lawyer to call the people that Kyle Rittenhouse shot and killed. He couldn't call them victims. He wanted to call them looters and robbers, to paint a negative picture on his own people. These are white people. And, you may be thinking, well, Jonathan, you always say, your videos is for black people. Why are you talking about these? These are for white people. Because if they can do this to their own, use their courts, their system, to free a man or a child that by all means was nowhere near right. If they can do this to their own, imagine what they can do to you. Imagine what they would do to you if you was in this situation. This is why I'm making this my focus. Because, see, the same reasons that the state of Illinois had for keeping Kyle Rittenhouse ineligible to have an AR-15 should have pertained to Wisconsin as well. If the state of Illinois felt he was too young to have this type of weapon, and all you got to do is cross a state line, and now all of a sudden, with the same mental capacity, the same physicality, the same rationale, now all of a sudden it's legal. And not only is it illegal, now you didn't shot and killed shot and killed two people with it and wounded another. You was itching to use this weapon. I don't know why the defense or the prosecution didn't bring this up. How come none of the business owners who lived in the community found any reason to shoot and kill these so-called looters or robbers? How come the police, the people who sworn to protect and serve the community, how come they didn't find any reason to use lethal force? None of the residents that lived there, they didn't find no reason. But this one white individual traveled up to Wisconsin and he found 3 in one night. 3 reasons to use lethal force. And he did it to the best of his ability. You know, when I talk to white people about racial conversations, it's something that I cringe doing. Because no matter what, you're not going to change their mindset. When the other day when I was at work, I was talking about this case, and the guy was asking me if I thought he should be found guilty. I said, of course he should be found guilty of something. I don't think he's going to be charged for everything, but he should be found guilty of something. You know, because he's too young to have a weapon. Well, not in the state of Illinois, he's not. But the fact of the matter is, it shouldn't matter. He's still 16 years old. Or 17 years old. You know, then I said, then he traveled 4 hours up to, and it wasn't 4 hours. Well, the case is over a year old. It was like a 30-minute, 40-minute drive. I'm trying to recall what the distance was. I said 4 hours. He climbed. Oh, you don't know anything. Blah, blah. See, this is what white people do. You misquote or you misspeak on any aspect of this case, and they'll take that and blow it completely out of proportion. So because I said 4 hours instead of 40 minutes or 30 minutes, now all of a sudden I don't know anything. But the fact of the matter is, this boy was too young to have an AR-15 assault rifle. This is a military grade weapon. So you're going to let a misspeak overshadow the fact that this guy's walking around brandishing military-style weapons, killing 2 people. And just because the state of Illinois said that he can, or Wisconsin say he can have it, now it's justified, and 2 human beings are dead. There's nothing you can say to these people that they're going to embrace and say, you know what, I didn't think of it like that. You changed the way I thought. Because, you see, these white devils, they have a bloodlust. They will deny science, logic, common sense, anything that'll stand between them and exercising their bigotry, their hatred, anything that will oppose them, to keep them, to hold that demon inside of them, they will reject it. Thank God this boy didn't shoot anybody else other than these 3 people, and these 3 people was 3 people too many. You know, when I'm watching this case, it kind of reminiscent of Trayvon Martin. Here you got another overzealous young punk kid with a weapon. But George Zimmerman didn't know what to do with the situation that he instigated. He calls 911. And when the operator tell him, no, we don't want you to pursue this guy. Just, you call the police, let the authorities handle it. He rejected the information. Because see, the thing is, the fact of the matter is this. You call 911. You know what? You don't even have to call 911. Let's say you baking a cake and you are confused on the ingredients. And you look on the back of the box and you call the 1-800 Betty Crocker hotline. You are now surrendering your knowledge and capability of handling the situation to the authority on the other side of this phone. You would say, I don't trust my senses, something about the situation. I don't want to make a mistake. Let me call an authority. Then when the operator pick up the phone on the other line and say, no, you're supposed to use 2 eggs and a cup and a half of milk. But a cup and a half, that seems like a lot. If I bake that cake contradicting to what this Betty Crocker operator said, the fault should be on me. This fool, George Zimmerman, rejected the information the 911 operator told him. And the result of his pursuit of Trayvon Martin resulted in this boy's death. The prosecutor did not bring up the fact that he surrendered his ability to handle this situation by calling the 911 operator, which was on record. He denied, rejected the information, went and pursued that young boy by himself, and now Trayvon Martin is gone. But like I said, these people have a bloodlust, and they're not going to accept nothing that's going to stop them from exercising it. And while these Negroes sitting up here watching this stuff play out, talking about somewhere, what we have to do anything about, there's no white person killing white people. Well, this shows you right here who the true they talk about black on black crime. This is white on white crime. And this shows you that these people will exercise their bloodlust even against their own people. And you want to call us savages. You have a judge overseeing the whole thing and leaning so heavily on the side of the defense that every newscast is reporting on it. And you Negroes sitting back thinking you safe because they're killing their own people. When they get tired of doing that, when they turn around, you gonna be right there in their community. You're gonna be right there in their place of business. You're gonna be right there in a position of authority over your people. You're gonna be electing these fools to mayor, president, and all. The only way we're gonna be safe from these people is to create our own system. If they can do this against their own, like I say, what do you think they're gonna do against us? The tears that boy shed on the stand, that alone should have got him convicted. There was that was the most obvious display of false emotion I've ever seen in my life. If I would have been a juror in that witness stand, in that jury stand, and seeing this guy cry these dry crocodile tears, he couldn't even think of the lives that he took to gather up enough emotion for him to have a real emotional reaction. These people are straight up devils. We have got to get our acts together, people, and do whatever it is necessary to separate us from these fools. I mean, this is sad, but I'm going to end this video here. And if you like this message, please share it. And if you like this content, consider subscribing to this channel. And with this video, as with all my videos, it's for the complete liberation of my people. And I'll see you in my next message. Ashe.